Have you ever felt like life was testing you, non-stop? As if the universe had hit pause on your life, leaving you in the dark, in silence, in emptiness. And in that space, you ask yourself, why? What did I do wrong? But what if I told you that none of this is punishment? That every pain, every delay, every loss is actually a hidden calling? In this video, you'll discover the 13 invisible tests the universe uses to awaken your true essence. A journey between shadow and light, ego and soul, silence and manifestation. This isn't just about spirituality. It's about understanding why you feel so deeply, and what all of this is trying to show you. So take a breath, because what you're about to hear isn't just a message. It's a mirror. Before we begin, an invitation. Stay with us until the end of this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because every week we bring content that touches your soul, awakens your awareness, and aligns you with your true essence. Now, take a deep breath. Let's walk this journey together. Have you ever felt like life was against you? As if suddenly, everything started to fall apart. Plans collapse, doors close, and you're left feeling punished for something you don't even understand. But what if I told you it's not punishment? That this apparent chaos is actually a test from the universe? Yes, a test. Not to see if you deserve what you're asking for, but to see if you have the inner structure to sustain what you desire. Because anyone can want a new life. But who's truly ready to live that life? The truth is, manifestation doesn't happen in your words, it happens in your behavior in the face of adversity. And it's exactly when you feel like giving up that the universe watches and asks, can they hold on just a little longer? Do they truly trust, even without proof? The test comes in disguise. It shows up as silence, frustration, delay. And that's why so many people fail, because they mistake the test for rejection. But tell me, how many times have you let something amazing slip away, just because you misunderstood the sign? Come back with me for a moment. Let's look at this with new eyes. What if this hard moment is actually the final portal before your breakthrough? Will you resist, or will you cross it? The answer is within. But the universe is listening. Have you ever felt empty? As if everything just stopped. No answers, no direction, no signs. A silence that feels like it's screaming. An emptiness that seems to swallow everything. But what if that silence isn't abandonment? What if that emptiness isn't the end, but the beginning? Listen with me. Before every great transformation comes the silence. Before a new reality is born, comes the void. It's like the pause before the strongest heartbeat. Like the deep breath before the leap. And do you know why? Because your soul is being prepared. Energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. But while this is happening, the ego panics. Where are the answers? Where are the signs? Where's the control? But silence isn't absence. It's purification. It's the universe clearing out what no longer serves you, so you can fit into the life you're asking for. So, breathe. Remember the seed. It doesn't sprout in the middle of noise. It needs the darkness of the soil, the silence of the invisible. Now tell me, could it be that what you're calling emptiness is actually the fertile ground of your rebirth? Come back to this whenever you forget. You are not lost. You are being prepared. Have you ever noticed how life seems to swing back and forth? One day you feel invincible. The next, you doubt even your own shadow. Steps forward, steps back, and you wonder, am I just going in circles? But what if I told you, this is natural? That there's a universal principle behind it all? The Kybalion calls it the principle of rhythm. Everything moves like a pendulum. First, it swings backward, then forward. Always. So, When your life feels like it's moving in reverse. When everything you've built seems to fall apart. When the tide feels like it's working against you. Remember, it's just the pendulum preparing for the leap forward. But here's the secret. Those who panic during the backward swing miss the flow of expansion. The universe isn't punishing you. It's building momentum. The problem is, most people don't wait. They give up halfway through. And now, the question that really matters. Will you resist the rhythm? Or will you dance with it? Maybe what you're calling a step back is actually the universe gaining momentum to launch you far beyond. Stay with me because in the next part, you'll understand why the fall of the ego is the beginning of your true ascension. And what if I told you, you're not who you think you are? In fact, how many of your choices are truly yours? How many of your fears are even your own? Carl Jung said, transformation begins when the ego falls. But what does that mean? It means that the part of you that wants to control everything, that craves guarantees, status, approval, will resist. It will scream. It will fight until the end. And that's when the real process begins. Because only when the ego loses strength, can the self, your deepest essence, finally emerge. And when that happens, you begin to see the world with new eyes. No masks, no armor, no illusion. But listen closely. This is not a comfortable journey. It's like shattering a mirror you spent your whole life believing was you. Are you willing to face yourself without filters? To see the truth behind the persona? Because when the ego collapses, the soul awakens. And now that the ground beneath you is starting to shake, you'll see that what's falling apart isn't you. It's just what was keeping you stuck. Stay with me, because in the next part, you'll understand what's truly crumbling, and why that might be the best thing that could ever happen to you. Do you feel like you're falling apart? Like everything that once defined you is slipping away? Breathe. You're not breaking. You're being unbuilt. What's falling isn't you. It's the old versions that no longer fit. The borrowed certainties, the inherited patterns, the armor that once protected you, but also imprisoned you. And here's the most curious part. The universe is testing you. But it's not looking for perfection. It's watching to see how you respond when the ground disappears. Do you freeze? Do you self-sabotage? Or do you trust, even when you don't understand? Because here's the point. The fall isn't the end. It's the opening to something new. But the new can only come when the old dies. And yes, it hurts to let go of what once felt like you. But tell me honestly, how many times have you hidden behind a role, just to avoid facing what you truly feel? Now is the moment to let it burn, to shed everything that no longer makes sense. Because every destruction, when understood deeply, is an invitation to liberation. And in the next part, you'll see how life, in mysterious ways, begins to reflect everything that still needs healing inside you. Stay here. This is just the beginning. Why do certain situations trigger you so much? Why does that person seem to touch the exact spot that still hurts? Coincidence? Or a mirror? What if I told you, life is constantly provoking you to heal you? The universe doesn't shout, it provokes. With a love that doesn't coddle, but reveals. It gives you exactly what you need to see, even when you don't want to. Rejection. It shows how much you still seek approval. Scarcity. It reveals the unconscious fear of not deserving. The pain of loving and not being loved back. It invites you to look at the love you're still not giving yourself. Are you paying attention? Everything, absolutely everything, that bothers you on the outside is a reflection of something that still pulses on the inside. And the more you run from the provocation, the more it returns, with different names and faces. But here's the secret. When you face the mirror, it stops hurting you. and starts to free you. Now tell me, will you keep blaming the world? Or will you have the courage to look within? Because the key to transformation isn't in the other. It's in how you choose to respond to what the other awakens in you. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll talk about the invisible tests. The ones no one sees, but that shape your entire reality. Do you think life's tests are obvious? That they come with signs, clear instructions, easy questions? No. The most important tests are invisible. They happen when no one's watching. When everything seems ordinary, but inside, something is challenging you deeply. It's in that moment when you have every reason to explode, but you choose peace. When everything collapses, and still, you choose to believe. The real test isn't in what happens. It's in how you respond. Because it's your emotional response that rewrites the script of your life. It's what shifts your frequency, transforms lack into abundance, pain into wisdom, emptiness into power. But pay attention. If you keep reacting the same way, you'll keep living the same reality. And then, the test returns. Different name, different scene, but the same lesson. Now take a breath and reflect. How have you been responding to the invisible? Are you reacting like your old self, or responding like someone who already knows who they're becoming? Stay with me. In the next part, you'll understand the true role of pain, and why it didn't come to punish you, but to push you where you'd never go on your own. Are you feeling pain? That tightness in the chest, the kind that has no name, but also doesn't go away? What if I told you this pain isn't a mistake? That it's not here to destroy you, but to wake you? Pain is a disguised messenger. It only shows up when you insist on staying where your soul has already left. It pushes out of your hands what you'd never have the courage to release on your own. The comfort zone may feel familiar, but often, it's toxic, and the universe knows that. That's why, when you ignore the whispers, life starts to scream, and it screams through pain. But listen, this pain you're trying to numb is the same pain that could set you free. The question is, will you run from it again? Or will you finally hear what it has to say? Because within pain, there is a key, and only those who face it, find it. Make no mistake, it's not about suffering, it's about transcending. And in the next part, you'll understand why, when the ego loses control, something even more challenging, but infinitely freeing, emerges, your shadow. Stay with me. The journey isn't over yet. Have you ever felt angry at yourself? Had thoughts that scared you? Reactions that don't match the person you believe you are? Welcome to your meeting with the shadow. When the ego loses control, it screams, it thrashes, clings to everything that once made it feel in charge. And in that moment, when the masks fall, the shadow appears, not to punish you, but to reveal you. The shadow is everything you tried to hide, the emotions denied, the desires repressed, the traumas tucked away. It's the part of you that was never accepted, so it went into hiding. But nothing hidden truly disappears. Sooner or later, everything comes to light. Now tell me, will you run from yourself? Or will you have the courage to look yourself in the eye? Because this is the real test. Will you face yourself, or keep betraying who you are? The shadow is not your enemy. It's the bridge to your wholeness. But only those who stop running can cross. In the next part, the question goes even deeper. Can you hold your vibration, even when no one is watching? Stay here, because now, the universe will observe in silence. Are you who you say you are? Or who you are when no one's looking? That's a question the universe asks, in silence. No spotlight, no audience, no applause. Because the real test doesn't happen in the light. It happens in the dark. When there's no more validation, no praise, no guarantees. Can you hold your vibration? Even when everything feels stagnant, can you sustain faith? Even when there are no visible results? This is the test of energetic integrity. The test that separates those who pretend to be ready from those who truly are. And do you know what the universe observes in this moment? Not what you say, but what you vibrate. What you do when no one is watching. Because it's easy to shine in the spotlight. But in the dark, do you still glow? This silent waiting is a gestation. The pause before the birth of something new. But be careful. Many people give up right when reality was about to align. Now tell me, are you truly committed to your new version? Or just chasing the results it promises? In the next part, you'll discover that waiting isn't passive. It's in the void that the new reality begins to be built, brick by brick. Stay with me. Manifestation has already begun, even if you don't see it yet. Are you waiting for something to happen? An answer, a sign, a breakthrough. But the wait feels too long, right? Too quiet, too empty. What if I told you, this waiting is the most important part of all? Yes, because waiting isn't a pause. It's preparation. It's where the invisible begins to take form. You think nothing is happening, but internally, everything is being rearranged. The question is, are you just waiting? Or are you already embodying the version you want to become? Because the universe doesn't deliver when you ask. It delivers when you embody. It's watching. Are you acting like someone who's ready? Are you thinking, feeling, and choosing as that new version of yourself? Even with no guarantee it will work? That's the real field of creation. It's where only a few remain. Because many confuse waiting with inaction. But only those who wait with presence witness miracles. Now tell me, are you in the process, or just chasing the result? Stay here. Because in the next part, you'll understand that manifestation doesn't happen through words, but through coherent frequency. Your reality is listening to your energy, and it will respond to it. You say you want a new life, but is your energy already living in it? This is the key. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you ask with your mouth. It responds to what you hold, with your body, your soul, and your heart. Manifestation isn't repeating what you want 1,000 times. It's embodying the frequency of it. And here's what no one tells you. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you vibrate. You say you want love, but you still feed the fear of rejection. You want abundance, but your thoughts vibrate scarcity in every direction. You say you want freedom, but you're still trapped in stories that should have ended long ago. The universe doesn't have ears. It responds to energetic alignment. The question is, are you being coherent with the reality you want to live? Or are you trying to fool the mirror with pretty words and fear in your heart? Because manifestation isn't magic. It's vibrational worthiness. And now, before asking for more, feel this. Are you truly ready to hold what you're asking for? Stay with me, because in the next part, you'll understand the reason behind all of this. The purpose behind the tests, the silence, the pain, the mirrors. Spoiler, none of it was random. Everything was preparing you to meet yourself. If this video touched you, if at any moment you felt like I was speaking directly to your soul, then this is your sign. You are not alone. You are in process, and your awakening has already begun. Leave a like if this message resonated with your heart. Comment below, what part of the journey are you in right now? And share this video with someone who's going through a hard time. You might be their bridge to healing. And of course, subscribe to the channel. This is just the first of many conversations we'll have. See you next time.